Hi, this is RN Bhaskar from BKBB, which, as you know, stands for Bhaskar Ki Business Baatein. We bring you policy analysis, stories, conversations once a week, and we also bring you daily news, not exactly news, but news behind the news. Every morning, every weekday morning at 8:15, and I'm glad that you're here, and please be here every weekday at 8:15. You are listening to news at a time when the world is turbulent. And this is a time when things are going crazy. And what I would like you to do right now, before we begin the news, is just click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Do click the like button. And most of all, please tell your friends about it. When you tell your friends, our audience increases. And finally, at the end of the session, we have questions. Do send in your feedback. We'll try to answer 3 or 4 questions within the time limit prescribed. Today, my anchor for the show is Anurag. Welcome, Anurag. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
And the titles that we are going to talk about today. There are 3 titles. One is, of course, how Wall Street Journal has reported a global bloodbath. And the second is how the Indian Satcom market is likely to get a little choppy with Globalstar, which is Apple's partner, also coming in. And the third story is again about Trump's tariffs, of how businesses are scurrying for cover. Trump's tariffs took effect yesterday in America and today in India, and they come into effect from 9:15 a.m. So you'll see everyone yesterday trying to book the imports before the Trump tariff came into effect. Let's see what happens. Let me begin with the first story. And of course, I'm telling this first story in the midst of another kind of turmoil that's taking place. And that's the Middle East, where families are being targeted, children are being targeted, and they're being killed. Yesterday, it was proved that the medics who were killed, some of them were shot in the head. And there's enough video recording on that. And yet, Trump, having created one catastrophe and ethnic cleansing and a bloodbath, is now willing to continue the bloodbath in the trade markets also. It's unfortunate. And the market turmoil, as Wall Street Journal says, has spread across the world. Look at the indices of most markets. The worst hit are China and Singapore. China, because Trump is targeting China, because China, according to him, had the temerity to become big. And America doesn't like anyone becoming big. Singapore, because it is a global hub for trade. Trade is what makes Singapore thrive. And that is why Singapore has been hit very badly. And while the smallest indicators on the side are of Wall Street, are of Dow Jones and S&P, Nasdaq had a slight improvement in indices. All the other indices are down substantially. Why did Dow Jones and S&P not go down significantly? Because they're larger. It takes some time for Americans to realize that when the world starts falling, America can't be far behind. Just watch those numbers collapse in the coming days. And that is why, if you look at the chart very closely, you'll find that Wall Street, almost everyone who's big on Wall Street has been criticizing Trump now. They know that this little bloodbath in Dow Jones and in S&P will be followed by a tsunami. And this is going to hurt customers, the common citizen, especially the middle class and the lower middle class. Let me give you one example. America does not produce small cars. All the small cars are imported. With the 25% tariff, the rich are not bothered. It's a poor man in America, which does not have public transportation, will have to pay more for the cars that he needs to buy. Just wait till he squeals for him. Canada has increased tariffs on electricity. Watch all North American businesses suffer. America hasn't felt the pain as yet. It will feel the pain very soon. But in America, some American companies are looking at India rather covetously. And that's a story that Anurag is going to talk to you about. Anurag, could we have you?
Good morning, everyone. Apple's Satcom partner Globalstar, yet another American satellite telecommunications company, has filed application to Centre's nodal agency, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, to enter the Indian Satcom business. The company is expected to apply for Global Mobile Personal Communications by Satellite Services, the GMPSC license with the Department of Telecommunications DoT. Globalstar has already cleared some test spectrum from the DoT for demonstrating disaster management use cases and promises its emergency communication services that provide coverage to areas where terrestrial networks are not reachable. The company's 85% of network capacity is used by Apple, which allows the iPhone users to send emergency text messages and share locations where there's no cellular coverage and no Wi-Fi available. Currently in India, only two telecom partners have the GMPSC license, which is the Eutelsat OneWeb by Bharti Airtel and the Orbit Connect, a joint venture between Geo and Luxembourg-based Satcom SCS. Elon Musk's Starlink has already applied for the license and have partnered with both the local giants, the Bharti Airtel and the Reliance Jio. It will be interesting to see to which local player does Global Star partners with. What's your take on this, sir?
Well, very interesting story. American companies are making a beeline for India for two reasons. They have Trump backing them. And the Indian government is weak-kneed. It has agreed to all kinds of demands from America. The one demand which will make or break India will be the demand for agricultural products, especially soya bean, which is an edible oil seed. But what you're talking about in Satcom business is also one where America will sell its technology to India and thus take money away. America will provide services to India and take money away. And now instead of just Starlink, you have Globalstar also coming in. And because Globalstar is a partner with Apple, Apple will work out ways to sell phones in India because the Tatas are exporting Apple phones outside. If there's a tariff on these sat phones, they have to be sold in India. I see the consequences very, very serious for India, and people don't know what kind of price India will have to pay for this friendship. And that takes me to the third story. And the third story is one where cargo players, businesses have been scurrying around for cover before Trump's tariffs take effect. And when Trump's tariffs take effect, you'll find that from tomorrow, everyone will have to pay a higher price. They have to rediscover whether the markets are willing to pay the price. All the plans about sales and receipts and market development will have to be reworked. Everything goes back to the drawing board. It's going to be an expensive proposition for the entire world. It's going to be most expensive for poor countries because the highest tariffs are in Cambodia, on Laos, on Bangladesh. And Bangladesh, which even changed its government under US pressure, is now going to find the price it will have to pay. It depends on textile exports. And if there's a tariff, its exports will not be viable. So, not surprisingly, three key people have protested and have told Trump that this is not going to work. One is Ken Griffin. He's the same man who bought a dinosaur in Jurassic Park for a huge amount of money. And the second is Marko Kolanovic. Both have told Trump that this is going to be a disastrous move, it's going to hurt. A third person, a third entity, which has criticized Trump and has warned Trump, is the world's largest investor, Blackstone. Blackstone knows it has investments around the world, and the value of all these investments will start falling. And all of them have contributed huge amounts of money to Trump in the past. All of them may regret the contributions. The world is poised at a point where new alignments will emerge. It is sad to see that India does not even think about new alignments. The entire top team is in USA, wagging its tail to get America's attention and ease things for itself. It should instead be like Singapore, like South Korea, like Japan, seeking out new partnerships with everyone in Asia. India is too scared to do that also, because it's scared that the US may crack the whip. This is what India has become. From pride, so Sabiman Bharat, we become a weak state, unable to protest, unable to take a stand, unable to find new relationships. The price will be heavy if India does not create new relationships and discover new markets. India is going to suffer grievously, and that is something that must be done now. Anyway, that does bring me to the end of today's session. As I mentioned earlier, please click the subscribe button, click the like button, and most importantly, tell your friends about it. We want more numbers. We want more people to hear this, because we think we're talking about things that most media houses don't talk about. And we think that is important for the future of this country, for the well-being of Indians, and for the growth of our economy. And yes, thank you very much for sending in your questions. I'm picking up 3 questions. And the first question is a very interesting one. Will Globalstar find a partner who's as tenacious and innovative as Reliance and Airtel? Well, that's a difficult one. I don't think any business player is as tenacious as these 2 players. They would not have become the largest if they had not been tenacious and innovative. But remember, there's Vodafone, which used to be tenacious and is still a big player in the world, but got beaten down by government policies. Now that there's an American player, and the American player has the attention of Mr. Trump, could the fortunes change for Vodafone? Or will it be BSNL that takes a partner? I don't know. But yes, it'll have to pick up a partner. And yes, there's a second equally interesting question. Could the market slide further? Yes, it will slide further. And like I told you yesterday and day before yesterday, do listen to the talk by the Prime Minister of Singapore 2 days ago. It's gone viral already. It's a 7-minute talk where he talks about the danger to the world. And that is why I expect the markets to crash in further. And it's going to hurt everybody. Let's see. Third question. It's a very good comment. Any relief from advance booking of cargo can at best be temporary. What's the long-term solution? Wishful thinking, the last term solution is to wish Trump away. That's a wish. But the long-term solution is for Americans to realize how these policies are going to destroy America, not just the world. It is like cutting your nose to spite your face. This needs to stop. This is madness, and the consequences are extremely far-reaching. The world has seen its highest prosperity in the last 70 years because of free trade. You have one executive order which seeks to destroy all the gains the world has made in the last 70 years. You have the United Nations criticizing what has happened in the Middle East, and you have the entire trade criticizing what's happened with trade. You have 2 crises created by one entity. Thank you very much for watching us. See you tomorrow once again. Remember, tell your friends about us. We want that. And have a great day ahead, notwithstanding the gloom and doom around.